So yesterday's video, I talked about my thoughts around Daniela from Cat's Eye's dad, essentially, I guess, defending his daughter from large amounts of comments, as well as commenting on a bunch of fans' posts surrounding the topic of Manon going on hiatus. But today, Daniela's dad issued an apology on his brand new Instagram. He made a new one because his old one got reported too many times, and so it got taken down. He then made a new one, and now he's put an apology on it, and basically asking for people to leave his daughter alone. How, I'm paraphrasing here, I won't lie to you, because I don't really remember. I tried to go find it, just a minute ago, but I can't. Pretty sure I saw it first on Twitter, but it was something along the lines of, leave her alone, I care for Manon, best wishes to her, and a bunch of all of that stuff. So, and also, I'm pretty sure I read on it earlier today when I first saw it. Basically, he said he doesn't go on social media a lot, and so when he does, it's a bit saddening to see that, hate's directed towards his daughter, and, as a dad, you don't want to see hate on your child, which I guess is understandable. I mean, every parent, I guess, it's the default thing to think that your child is the best. My child is the next messiah. He, she, they they're great, but not always necessarily the truth. And so I get that, kind of. I mean, I don't really get it because I don't have a child, so I don't necessarily know. But what I will say though, what I will still say though, is that his comments, generally speaking, were still a bit childish to do. Bear in mind, this person is a grown adult. He has lived life. He has had a child. He was responsible in teaching the child how to live and how to deal with XYZ situations and scenarios, and yet this is the way that he chooses to, one, spend his free time, number two, and to respond to people online. Yes, when someone insults you, when someone attacks you verbally on the internet, it's not nice. Obviously, it's not. But also at the same time, you don't go on exactly social media as a parent to blast every single person who's directing stuff at your child. You kind of have to, you don't necessarily ignore it, but you kind of do. What I mean by that is you just shouldn't engage, essentially, because if you engage, you give them what they want, and, that's the whole story, the whole thing you've heard before. Essentially, you should not give those people the satisfaction of you being genuinely angry, upset, because effectively that's what they want. They want a response from you because that is how they gain popularity, they gain relevance and notoriety on social media, is when they get mentioned, when they get replies from recognizable people on the internet. The best thing to do is very simply ignore it, unless it's something incredibly damaging, if they've accused you of something that's horrifically bad, then that's fair game for you to respond. But if it's insults, all of that kind of stuff, you kind of just have to ignore it. And obviously, I'm no celebrity, and I probably never will be, and so I will never know the degree by which the hate was directed towards Daniela. And as I said, I'm not a parent, so I won't know how that, I guess, feels as a parent to see your daughter getting all of this, unwarranted hate. Quite a few of it is unwarranted. Honestly, the last couple of controversies, I'm using that term loosely, they've all been a bit they've not all been really controversies, in all honesty. I won't lie to you. The first one that I saw was about her liking Playboi Carti's music, and how his music saved her life. Number one, what I will say is, liking the artist's music does not mean you condone their actions outside of the music in which they choose to put out. Because I will say this, hand on heart, I did not know that Playboi Carti did the things that he did. Granted, I am not a listener of his music, really. However, one example that I will give is me liking Summer Walker's music. I adore Summer Walker, her music, I really like. Her brand new album, Finally Over It, I really, really like. However, that does not mean I condone her actions, and it does not mean I necessarily agree with the things that she does and the way that she presents herself, necessarily. because I'm using this as an example because she went on live either on TikTok or Instagram, where she basically was like kind of boasting about being the side chick to this guy who was engaged. And she went on live and was basically boasting about it. And I do not condone that whatsoever, like at all. However, I genuinely didn't know that. I really 100% I did not know that. And so, what I'm saying is, just because you like an artist's music does not mean you agree with anything that the artists themselves stand for or the actions that they choose to do. For me, personally, I listen to the artists on Spotify and I don't really do all that much more research on them. I just don't care enough for what that artist I don't care for what they do outside of the music in which they choose to release. Obviously, I see parts of it, such as tabloids and news and all of that, and so I see small chunks of it, but I don't go out and I guess search for it. And I will be completely honest with you, the whole Playboi Carti thing was very simply not on my timeline, but again, that's probably because I don't listen to Playboi Carti like that. And then the second controversy in which I saw surrounding Daniela was basically was people saying various things about where she is from and stuff, because she went on like a Weverse live back in like November for Thanksgiving and basically saying how she's like German and Italian, all of this. And like, I guess people were angry or something. I don't really know anything about it, I'll be completely honest with you. All I know is that she said those things, said how she has, some percent in her DNA from those various countries, and people on the internet got a bit angry like that. I don't really know the full story to it, and so I'm not really gonna speak on it, but yeah, that's kind of really all I know. I also think someone said and brought up how she started being Latina because it became like a trend or something like that. And I don't even know the ins and outs of that, and so I'm not even going to really talk about it. And then the latest thing that I saw, other than this whole dad situation of hers, is people were a bit annoyed about what she said on Jimmy Fallon, where Jimmy, the host obviously, asked the group if they had to swap places / bodies with someone else within the group, who would they choose? And Daniela said Sophia, because Sophia's a good liar. And I won't lie to you, I don't think that one's all that bad. I don't think that one's terrible. Like, I don't know. Like, is it a bit out of place to say that, considering all of, I guess, her bandmates said a positive, nice reason as to why they would want to swap places / swap bodies, I guess. But at the same time, it's not like maybe she can't lie well and that's why she wants to be Sophia, if Sophia is able to lie well. I don't know, I'll be honest with you. I tend to like overlook these things and these comments. I didn't even really watch them on the Jimmy Fallon because I just don't care. I really don't. Like I said, I listen to the music that they put out. I decide in my mind whether or not I think they're good or not, and then I move on with my life, But yeah, that is going to be it from me. Comment down below what you guys think of this entire fiasco. Honestly, I think it's quite unnecessary, like, especially from her dad. Like, why did you choose to comment on that person's post? Like, it's really not that deep, honestly. And especially when you consider, like, the internet and, like, the position in which your daughter is in. Like, you gotta be smarter than that. You just have to. I don't know. I just think the whole thing is just... It's idiotic. Like, what do you mean? And with that, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video.